Welcome to the Minnesota Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. If you haven't met me yet, I am Reverend Diana McLean, and it's my honor to serve this congregation as its minister. You are welcome here, however old or young you are, wherever you were born or grew up, whoever your ancestors were, and in whatever religious tradition you were raised, or if you were raised in none. You are welcome here, whatever your gender and whoever you love. You are welcome with whatever abilities and limitations you have. We invite you always to bring your whole self here and know yourself beloved. Whether this is your first time here or if you have been with us for many years, your presence is always a gift to us. We're glad that you're here. We hope that you will be glad that you came and that you will, in turn, welcome others. After the service today, everyone is invited to participate in our annual service auction. Yes, woohoo. And snacks. We never fall down on the job with food here in this congregation. We have just a few announcements this morning, but they are important ones. We are still wrapping up our annual stewardship campaign. Thank you so much to all of you who have already turned in your pledges for the next congregational year. If you haven't done that yet, I urge you to help our stewardship team by doing it today, if at all possible. There is a QR code on the back of today's order of service. In addition to our usually monthly sharing partner, there's also one for pledges to be made to allow you to do that online. Or you can get a physical form at the welcome table and complete it before you leave today. And our second announcement, I'm going to call up Jean Danko from the auction committee. Is it somebody else from the auction committee? Oh, no, she's coming. Sorry, Jean, we're making you run.
Okay, I left my notes down there. 1 or 2 raffle tickets. Okay, here we go again. I want to let you know a few things about what's happening. Bidding begins after the service. Naughty, naughty to those of you who snuck ahead. And if you still need to buy a bid number, you can do so. We'll be down there for about 10 minutes. That's about it. All of the dinners and food and drink items are upstairs. Everything else is downstairs. Our big change this year with the dinners that are hosted by members, we put at a fixed price. They are different fixed prices dependent on the type of dinner it is, but we're trying it for a fixed price. By doing this, we're hoping that everyone will be able to participate. It's more of a first come, first serve to sign up rather than it getting too expensive for you. When you are done bidding, you may leave. We'll tally all the totals in the next couple of days and email you any winnings that you have and other information as to how to pay for it and pick it up. Pickup of most items will start next Sunday in the fireside room. Please help yourself to lunch, but we'd appreciate it if you could help with a donation to help defray the costs, because that's not covered on any of the other admission pricing. The auction is only open for about an hour. By then, people have done their thing and they have left, but if you want to get something, don't wait. If you want to get some food, grab a plate, but then walk around. We've got, more finger-type foods. There's always questions and unclear bid sheets. We'll never get away from that. Just be patient. Ask one of the team members, raise your hand. We're not identifying anything separately yet, or just ask someone else. They'll know who to ask. And before you leave, stop and think for a minute. This is a hospitality nightmare. Hospitality teams hate these because they're stuck with all the cleanup. We're using all compostables, so that helps a lot. But see if you can help out by doing something. It'll greatly make it easier for the rest of us. Okay, now for the raffle drawing. I'll ask Reverend Diana to do it. I haven't had a good chance to stir these. Leslie, were you stirring them at all? Good. Okay, thank you. And this is Jody G. You're the only Jody G I know of, so. Okay, enjoy the auction.
And last but not least, in terms of announcements, we always have lots of activities happening at MVUUF. It's only on special days like the auction day that we only have one event on our calendar. Usually there are multiple. So please always check our website, the Friday emails, and the monthly Unison newsletter for details about your opportunities for connection and participation here.
Good morning. Good morning. Our chalice lighting words this morning are by Deborah Falk. Please join me. The chalice lit among us is a beacon of hope. A beacon of hope in a world in crisis. A beacon of possibility made manifest in community. A beacon of warmth through our interconnections. A beacon of light illuminating our shared wisdom. A beacon of connection by our being together.
As we are settling in for today's worship service, I invite you all to just get a little bit more comfortable, a little softer. If it feels comfortable to close your eyes or to soften your gaze, please do so. I invite you to surrender control and go with the flow of love. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that surrounds you. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that surrounds you. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that surrounds you. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that surrounds you.
Our opening words today are by Gordon B. McKeeman. We summon ourselves from the demands and delights of the daily round. from the dirty dishes and unwaxed floors, from unmowed grass and untrimmed bushes, from all the incompletedness and not yet startedness, from the unholy and the unresolved. We summon ourselves to attend to our vision of peace and justice, of cleanliness and health, of delight and devotion, of the lovely and the holy, of who we are and what we can do. We summon the power of tradition and the exhilaration of newness, the wisdom of the ages and the knowing of the very young. We summon beauty, eloquence, poetry, and music to be the bearers of our dreams. We would open our eyes, our ears, our minds, our hearts to the amplest dimensions of life. We rejoice in manifold promises and possibilities. Our hymns this morning are adapted from poems, in this particular case by Rumi, so please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again. Let's sing that all together. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are. Come, come, whoever you are. Come, come, whoever you are.
We arrive here today as we do every Sunday morning with both joys and sorrows in our hearts. And one of the many promises that we make to each other here in this beloved community is that we will both help each other celebrate the joys in our lives and help each other bear the sorrows. One of the ways that we do that together is through this ritual in each Sunday service. If you have a brief personal joy or sorrow to share, we invite you to participate in any of several ways. You can come forward to drop a stone into the water and share at a microphone that will be up here. You may also drop a stone in silence if you prefer. And if you are unable or do not prefer to come forward, you may raise your hand and an usher will bring the microphone to you and I will drop in a stone on your behalf. For those of you online this morning, please type your joy or sorrow into the chat, or you may type the words silent stone, and that will be shared aloud in the room, and again, I will add a stone for you. I'm going to begin. I'm going to take the privilege of doing the first one myself. I have joyful news that some of you may have already seen in the Friday email about our former ministerial intern, Reverend Chad Snyder. It was announced this week that he has been selected by the First Unitarian Society in Minneapolis as their candidate for settled ministry. There are more details about that, including some of the language of their announcement and some of the language of Chad's announcement in my column in Friday's email. But Chad asked me specifically to share these words with you during Joys and Sorrows today. They, meaning you, were and are a big part of my ministerial path. I'd like them to know how grateful I am for the opportunity they gave me to grow as a minister. So our first stone this morning is to celebrate with Chad. All right, please feel free to share.
Hi, my name is Holly Bruce. I lost a friend this week. She was 96 years old. You all know I moved to Friendship Village, and you kind of meet an older group of friends there. But I felt for her like a ton of bricks, and I will really miss Lisa.
Hi, Leslie Swenson, and this is just my personal grief as Bloomington moves towards creating oak savannas. I mourn the loss of the hundreds of trees that they are chopping down.
Hi, it's Liv Pronounce. My joy is that during the Transforming Hearts discussion yesterday, we came up with a lot of action items on supporting trans people within this congregation, and some of those conversations seem like they're going to continue outside of that training. So I'm really thankful for the folks that showed up.
Hi. It is? Oh, there it is. Alexander Barrett, or Alexander Kleinschmidt now. I have a really big joy to share, and that's that my long-term disability claim that I have been fighting to get approved since the end of November is finally approved. It's a huge relief. It gives me income security for the foreseeable future, and it is very, 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 very joyful. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki, and I had the joy with a friend of mine from childhood to have a pizza workshop at Kathy and Daryl Eager's house last night. It was both delicious and hospitable and generous, great company, great conversation, and you too can bid on it today because it's available, so I recommend highly.
Matthew Schneider, a silly sorrow and a joy. The silly sorrow is I mourn the death of my work computer's hard drive on Friday. The joy is my son's programming for his PCA is now secure for another year.
I don't know whether to term this joys or sorrows. I would just say life. Nobody told me about secondary cataract. So that's what I'm going through right now. I greatly appreciate your support, financial and otherwise, in terms of helping me pay for this medical stuff. I have a doctor's appointment coming up on the 20th. I have an eye appointment coming up on the 17th. And somehow, in some way, we need to get me to the point that I can take some sort of laser procedure that lasts about 5 minutes or so that this membrane can be clear. That's what's clouding up. I'm taking some time off from Walgreens, a week's vacation, try to get things sorted out. So, thank you for your support. And Godspeed, hope for the best.
Hi. Okay, it's my turn. I'm Mimi, and I have two joys. My son Peter's here from Seattle, and I said he didn't have to stand. And my granddaughter, Peter's daughter, went right downstairs. Kathleen took her, and she's happy. Frances.
Hi, I'm Debbie Harvey, and I have both a sorrow and a joy, completely different topics. The sorrow is that a few weeks ago, a cousin that I grew up like sisters passed, and that was very sad. But I went down to Chicago and was able to celebrate with her family. And her family's always been the fun part of my life. I always wanted to be with them, and they had a fun celebration, and it was perfect. The joy is that in a couple weeks, 2 weeks from yesterday, I'm going to be doing my annual drumming concert in St. Paul at the Women's Drum, well, it's the Women's Drum Center. So, and there are a couple tickets that got donated with information down there. So it's always a great, great thing.
Hi, I'm Candace McLean. I had a call from Lorna Prell this morning. She's in the hospital in St. Paul. She's had some real serious heart issues. She's seeing a cardiologist tomorrow, but please keep her in your thoughts and prayers.
Forgive me, to add one more, that made me think. My daughter's, one of her really good friends, Anya, is 7 years old, and she's been in the hospital last week. Her appendix partially ruptured. They're not going to take it out for a couple more months, but they had to have a different surgery. And in the meantime, it's a lot for a 7-year-old girl all of a sudden. So just for her and for her recovery and continued good medical care.
And online, Lara tells us that her sorrow is that she's sick and not able to go to the auction.
All right, not seeing any others, I'll remind us, as is always true, that there are both the joys and sorrows we've heard and those that people may not be ready yet to share or may not ever want to share publicly. And so we carry all of those in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts. Please join me in the musical response. Generosity is one of the spiritual qualities that we aspire to as Unitarian Universalists and one of the tangible practices that we nurture in this community. We see that in several different ways this morning. We see it with our stewardship campaign as it wraps up. We see it with the auction, both the generosity of donations and the generosity of bidders. And we also see it with our weekly offering. With that offering, we give of our financial resources to support the work of this fellowship. We know, of course, that giving financially is only one of the many ways that we support that work. We also do it with our time and with our talents. All of those are necessary for the vital work that we do, both for each other within the fellowship and for our wider community. We donate half of our collection every Sunday to support one of our community partners, organizations who are in alignment with our Unitarian Universalist values and who we select to receive half of an entire month's collections. For the month of April, our sharing partner is the Trevor Project, which is the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQIA+ people under the age of 25. It offers 24/7 free confidential services by phone, by text, and by chat, as well as educational, advocacy, and research programs to foster safe, inclusive environments. You can give in person as baskets are brought around, or online using either the QR code on the screen or on the back of the printed order of service, or you can always use the Donate Online link on our website. Please give as generously as you are able.
Check 1, 2. Hey, hey, hey. While the ushers are collecting the collection, I'm going to sing the song, but I would love for you all to join me. The words are, there is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. And then I'll change it to, there is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. And it sounds like, there is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding me. I rest in this love. Sing it with me. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding me. I rest in this love. Us. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding us. I rest in this. I think we can do it as a canon. Let's try it. Here we go. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding us. I rest in this love. I rest in this love. I rest in this love.
My name is Carla Vera Ries, and for those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in Venezuela, 100% Latina. When Reverend Diana mentioned the theme of this service, I realized I needed to come to it from my own unique perspective. So I would like to share with you my 3 favorite poems, all by Venezuelan author and politician Andrés Eloy Blanco. Quick note, the translated portions are my doing, with apologies to Señor Blanco and his legacy, and so may not rhyme as beautifully as in Spanish. I only hope to convey the sentiment, even if unable to successfully mimic his graceful phrasing. I was introduced to Andrés Eloy Blanco by my mother, who was also a huge fan. I believe the first of his works that she read to me was El Limonero del Señor, the Lord's Lemon Tree. In 17 stanzas, we hear the story of an actual miracle that occurred in Caracas in 1696 during a yellow fever epidemic. Every year during Holy Week, the Nazarene of San Pablo would go on procession past a street corner aptly named Miracielos, facing the heavens. During the plague, however, the tradition had to be suspended. Desperate for something to give them hope, the faithful clamored at the church doors demanding that the cross be brought out, and the overwhelmed priests acquiesced. When they reached the corner of Miracielos, the procession came to an abrupt halt. And when the crowd looked towards the heavens, they saw the statue of Jesus entangled in the branches of the lemon tree, with green gold nectar running down his face. Y 20 manos arrancaban la cosecha de curación. En la esquina de Miracielos, de los cielos enviaba Dios. Y se curaron los pestosos bebiendo el ácido licor, con agua clara de catuche, entre oración y oración. And 20 hand grapples the blessed harvest of healing that in the corner of Miracielos was sent by God from heaven. And the ailing miraculously healed, imbibing the acrid nectar, mixed with catuche water, clear, amidst rosary and prayer. As legend has it, anyone who drank the sour liquor made from these lemons was miraculously cured. So henceforth, that lemon tree was dubbed El Limonero del Señor, the Lord's lemon tree. But the poem begins and ends with a cry of anguish at the discovery that someone has cut down the tree. El Nazareno de San Pablo tuvo una casa y la perdió, y tuvo un patio y una tapia y un limonero y un portón. Malaya el golpe que cortara el limonero del Señor, malaya el sino de esa mano que desgajó la tradición. Quizá en su tumba un limonero floreció en el día de pasión, y una nevada de azahares sobre la cruz desmigajó, como lo hiciera aquella tarde sobre la cruz en procesión en la esquina de Miracielos, el limonero del Señor. The Nazarene of San Pablo once had a home, but now it's gone. It had a patio, an earthen wall, a lemon tree, and a hall. Damned be he who struck down the lemon tree of our Lord. Damned be the sinner whose hand tradition has destroyed. Perhaps on his tomb a lemon tree flowered one holy day, and a blanket of blossoms upon his tombstone lay, as did that afternoon over our Jesus' blessed face. Among other things, Andrés Eloy Blanco was a tortured romantic. That is, he was at best when writing about lost love. When reading Coplas de un amor viajero, couplets of an itinerant love, I picture myself as a little girl at the feet of a grandmother figure, the kind one only sees in movies or hears about in other people's stories. An old woman sitting in a rocking chair, her silver hair in a bun, and her gnarled hands holding sepia-toned epistles. Her graying eyes grow distant as memories flood her senses. She is thinking of long-lost love, of innocent lovers torn apart in the midst of limerence. As one love travels beyond the sea, the other is left wondering the fate that befalls their lover. But these are not the words the old woman hears. Instead, she looks upon the young girl with whom she shares her secrets. Son los versos de un poeta que no sé si existe ya. Ella dirá, ¿cómo era? ¿Cruzará ignotos padrices? ¿Y cual tú sombra viajera tendrá los cabellos grises? These are the verses of a poet. Does he still live? I do not know. She'll say, how was he? Does he cross undiscovered lands? And like you, traveling shadow, is now crowned with silver strands? But it's the final lines that really get you. No sé si me olvidarás, No sé si es amor este miedo. Yo solo sé que te vas. Yo solo sé que me quedo. Y que si te quise ayer, hoy te siento más tirana. Y si así crece el querer, ¿cómo te querré mañana? I don't know if you'll forget me, nor if this fear is love. I only know that I stay. I only know that you go. And if I loved you then, now I'll feel your cruelty all the more. And if this is how true love grows, how great will our love be tomorrow? Perhaps it's the last of these poems that best encapsulates for me Andrés Eloy Blanco's enchantment. Píntame angelitos negros, paint for me little black angels, is a work that mixes erudition with colloquialisms, florid, fantastic imagery with unforgiving realism. Like the other two poems, this one is also about tragedy. As a mother decries the loss of her child while yearning for church murals that better reflect her community, that she might see her baby's face among the clouds and in the loving care of the Virgin Mother. Pintor nacido en mi tierra con el pincel extranjero, pintor que sigues el rumbo de tantos pintores viejos, aunque la Virgen sea blanca, píntame angelitos negros. Painter born in my lands, though using a brush that's foreign, painter who emulates the hand of those artists of the ages, even though the Virgin is white, paint for me little black angels. I had never really thought about how these three poems are all about heartache, because to me they're more about how they speak to my soul, what they have meant throughout my life. When first encountering them in my youth, I learned about my country, its history, customs, and colorful expressions. I learned that the author was a man of many gifts and unafraid of fighting tyranny and speaking truth from the seats of power. I took it upon myself to memorize all three poems and would recite them during distressing times, almost like prayers. As I grew into my own person and reread them, I was swept away in their expressive beauty. I was better able to appreciate the depth of sentiment and be in awe of what the art form had to offer. As an adult, an expat, a parent, someone who appreciates religious history and cultural expressions, I am even more in tune with these tales of gut-wrenching sorrow now. The loss of a source of inspiration and reflection, a piece of history, the loss of young, innocent love, the loss as a loved one, and the desperate search for any source of comfort. Revisiting these beautiful words, I have shed many a tear, albeit not just sad ones. Some are of wonderful memories of time spent with my mother. Others are nostalgic for a simpler time and a warmer land. This trip down memory lane has been deeply emotional and to a certain extent even healing. As I tell my students when introducing National Poetry Month, if the words of a poem can paint you a picture or make you feel something, then it's a good poem. By those standards, el señor Andrés Eloy Blanco is a true master. And while these poems might be about loss and longing, they still build a little warmth in my soul. So, from Píntame angelitos negros. Si queda un pintor de santos, si queda un pintor de cielos, que haga el cielo de mi tierra con los tonos de mi pueblo, con su ángel de perla fina, con su ángel de medio pelo, con sus ángeles catires, con sus ángeles morenos, con sus angelitos blancos, con sus angelitos indios, con sus angelitos negros, que vayan comiendo mango por las barriadas del cielo. If there's still a painter of holy things, one who depicts the beauty of heaven, may they paint the promised land with the skin tones of my nation, with its angel of fine pearl, with its angel his feet bare, with its yellow straight-haired angels, with its braided dark-skinned angels, with its little pale angels, with its little Indian angels, with its little black angels, who all go eating mango through the barrios of heaven.
Thank you, Carla. Poetry has always been one of my spiritual practices, though I wouldn't always have known to use that language for it. Even in elementary school, both reading and writing poetry nourished my spirit as well as my mind, and that continues to be true for me today. One of my spiritual practices in adulthood has been to write a poem a day. Not always something I'd ever consider sharing or publishing, just something for myself. I give myself permission that it can even be what I refer to as a crappy little haiku. Not that haiku are all that, but some of them that I write definitely qualify. But the practice is good for me as a writer and also good for me as a human who uses words as one of the ways to more deeply reflect on what is real and meaningful for me at any given point. It's a practice that I have sometimes done for years at a time, but also one that I take breaks from sometimes. I've lately thought it's time for me to return to that practice again, and as always, I'm reminded that it is a practice that helps me feel more grounded and more in touch with my inner experience of myself and the world. As a minister, I have taught classes on writing as a spiritual practice to help other people discover how writing of all kinds, including but not limited to poetry, can be a way of both expressing yourself and nourishing your soul, whether you think of yourself as a writer or not. Don't worry, we are not expecting you to write today. I do invite you, though, to try it out sometime to see what it does for you. Maybe start with a haiku with no pressure, just 17 syllables. Today, I am going to let some of my favorite poems by other writers do most of the talking in this reflection time. I've organized them into two groups by theme: poems that describe or model other spiritual practices, and poems to inspire social justice. Those are threads that have run through my own writing from childhood until today. I won't be explaining their history or analyzing them as literature. Today is not the day for my bachelor's degree in English to show up. I offer them instead as spiritual nourishment for you. I invite you to take them in and to allow them to offer whatever you need in this moment. So the first poem about spiritual practice is by Mary Oliver, who is beloved to many Unitarian Universalists. This one is called Praying. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot, or a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together, and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but the doorway into thanks, and a silence in which another voice may speak. Fully Alive by Donna Markova. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. You reading this, be ready, by William Stafford. Starting here, what do you want to remember? How sunlight creeps along a shining floor? What scent of old wood hovers? What softened sound from outside fills the air? Will you ever bring a better gift for the world than the breathing respect that you carry wherever you go right now? Are you waiting for time to show you some better thoughts? When you turn around, starting here, Lift this new glimpse that you found. Carry into evening all that you want from this day. This interval you spent reading or hearing this, keep it for life. What can anyone give you greater than now, starting here, right in this room, when you turn around? The first poem in the social justice theme may be familiar to some of you. It is To Be of Use by Marge Piercy, one of my very favorites. The people I love best jump into work head first, without dallying in the shallows, and swim off with sure strokes almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element, the black, sleek heads of seals bouncing like half-submerged balls. I love people who harness themselves, an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and the muck to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again. I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands, crumbles to dust. But the thing worth doing, well done, has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn are put in museums, but you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real. Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now, I'll count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I will go. Imagine by Lynn Unger. Just a brief note, it's important context to know that she wrote this during the lockdown period of the COVID-19 pandemic. Imagine with me for a moment. Don't worry, I'm not saying it's real. Imagine, if you can, that there has been not a calamity, but a great awakening. Pretend just for a moment that we all so loved our threatened Earth that we stopped going on cruises, limited international flights, worked on cherishing the places where we already are. In this pretty fantasy, everyone who possibly can stops commuting, spends the extra time with their kids or pets or garden. We have the revelation that everyone needs health care, sick leave, steady work. It occurs to us that healthcare workers are heroes, also teachers, not to mention the artists of all kinds who teach us resilience and joy. Imagine, if you will, that we turned to our neighbors in mutual aid, trading eggs for milk, checking in on those who are elderly or alone. Imagine that each of us felt suddenly called to wonder in this moment, what does the world need from me? What are my gifts? Yes, I know, it's just a fantasy. The world could never change so radically overnight. But imagine. I invite you now to rise in body or spirit, and we're going to join in another hymn that comes from poetry, number 196, Singer of Life.
The lyrics from this hymn are from a poem written in Nahuatl from the Texcoco region of Mexico. Elegantly captures this idea, reminding us to look to the earth to see ourselves. I don't know that we've sung this before, and I would love to sing it for you first, and then invite you all to join me. Singer of life, our flowers, our songs, with petals to you right. Singer of life, you color the earth, dazzling the eye with birds red and bright. Joy is for us, the flowers are spread, singing is our delight. First one together. Singers of life, our flowers, our songs, with petals to you right. Singer of life, you color the earth, dazzling the eye with bird red and bright. Joy is for us, the flowers are spread, singing is our delight. Mortals are we, alone living things, with eagles in the sky. Even all gold and jade will not last, singing alone like no cannot die. Here in this house of springtime bestow songs that like birds can fly.
As we prepare to shift from our Sunday service time to our service auction time, may we carry with us the words offered to us by the poets celebrated today. May we remember, too, that we can always turn to poetry for comfort, for inspiration, and for a call to be our best selves. Amen, and blessed be. Please join me in the words of the chalice extinguishing. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Isn't it fun to sing? You get to do it again with me. I'm going to teach you a song in parts, and I'm going to start with your part. So you wait just a minute, and I'll get to you. You can just listen first. All above you, all below you, all around you, all within you, all above you, all below you, all around you, all within you, all above you, all below you, all around you, all within you. Beauty all above you, beauty all below you, beauty all around you, beauty all within you, beauty all above you, beauty all below you, beauty all around you, beauty all within you, beauty all above you, beauty all below you, beauty all around you, beauty all within you. Now this can go either high or you can sing it low. Find your respective octave. You are beauty. You are beauty. You are beauty. You are beauty. One more time. You are beauty. You are beauty. We'll put them all together. All above you, all below you, all around you, all within you, all above you, all below you, all around you, all within you. Beauty
You see